I'm Kurt Jacobs, and I'm doing my final interview for COMS304 online. And today I will be doing a job interview for Megan Mosley. She also goes to Ohio University, and she will be applying for a journalism position because that's her field of study. So, Megan, for starters, I know you went to Ohio University and you graduated with a degree in journalism. Why did you pick journalism, and how have you benefited from it?
Okay, well, the media field has always just appealed to me. There's something about being in the now that I love. It's definitely a stressful atmosphere, but it's a very influential part of society. And when practice with a strong code of ethics, I think it can be one of the best industries that we can have. At EW Scripps School of Journalism, I've had some pretty great professors that have only solidified my want to have a professional career in journalism. So.
Cool. That's good that you got into Scripps. I know that's really hard to get into, so congratulations on that. Okay, so why did you leave your old job for this one?
Well, I like my old job, but I don't think it can offer me the same type of experience I will be getting with their company. And though I've learned a lot from my previous job, I think that my goals and my strong sense of ethics would align myself better with it.
Okay. What are some of your goals for the future? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years, and then maybe in 15 years?
Well, in 5 years, I hope that I'll be going to grad school because it's definitely one of my goals. I want to get a master's in communications or media studies. And so yeah, I'd really like to obtain some experience before going into that because I think that would just better my years in grad school.
Okay, and then
Give me a broader perspective.
that sounds great.
Go back to the learning table, I guess.
And then maybe how about in 15 years?
15 years, I see myself with either a solid career in media or going back to school again to get my doctorate.
Wow. Pretty ambitious. Okay, tell me about a stressful situation you had at work and how did you handle it?
Well, one time I was at work and one of my coworkers was just kind of hassling this girl I work with. It was just, I'd say borderline inappropriate the way she was approaching her with some conflict she had with her. But so I stepped in and I said, hey, maybe you guys should solve this some other time because it's distracting to me and frankly you guys aren't really getting anywhere. So they kind of took that as a hint and dropped it. I think it's hard to deal with conflict in the workplace, so, I mean, yeah, it can be between two people, but then it seems to just spread or distract somehow, and I think it's important that other people step in when situations like that happen.
Yeah, you're right, it's a touchy issue and you never know if you want to approach the person directly or maybe indirectly through a superior. But
Well, of course, if it elevated into anything, I would have contacted the superior, but, you know, we're all adults here. I can approach you and say, hey, this is bothering me. It's not appropriate right now at work, so let's drop it.
You know, kind of on that same note, tell me a situation where you had a conflict with a group member or coworker, and how did you handle it?
Conflict with a group member or coworker?
Yeah, like you personally.
Wasn't that the question you were asking?
Well, that was more of like a stressful situation.
Oh, okay.
But this, I was wondering if maybe you've ever had a conflict with somebody directly, or maybe.
I thought you asked me that question first. Was there a conflict? Oh. Well, anyway, okay. So, can I just answer a stressful situation?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Stressful situation. Well, I've definitely dealt with a lot of them. Especially because I have so much experience in writing and on a deadline. And there's nothing more stressful than writing on a deadline because you're always going to come into people who don't want to talk, can't fit you in their schedule. So one time in particular would probably be 2 weeks ago, and I had 1,500 words due on my topic. My deadline was the next day, and I couldn't get this guy to talk to me or return my phone calls. So I just went down to his work and made myself known, I guess. So he came out and talked to me, and I got what I needed.
Have you ever missed a deadline?
No, I've never missed a deadline. I might not be able to make one, but I'd always inform my editor beforehand. And that's usually not a problem. I mean, we run into that all the time.
The editors are usually pretty flexible with you?
When it calls for it, it's not often that happens, but if it does, it's never really a big deal as long as you inform the editor first.
Okay. What do you see to be your greatest strengths as a journalist?
Well, my ability to write on a deadline. I think I always prepared before I go into an interview. Therefore, I can ask better questions, get my information quicker, and if there's other story angles that I can take with that, I will. So I think that's key: good reporting and good writing, and I think I have both of those. And as far as weaknesses, organization at some points, but it never hurts me where I don't get what I need or lose what I need, if that makes sense.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to stop here and start the second portion of our interview.